you guys? This is the Keeping It Raw podcast. I'd like to thank you guys for coming into the room on today. I got another prospect for you on today, and I'm going to give it to you raw and direct. Sometimes when we talk about prospects, we don't really look at everybody. We just talk about the same names over and over. If you look at the mock drafts, people are saying the same names over and over. I know who Jalen Carter is. I know who Will Anderson is. I know who Tyree Wilson is. I know who Brian Breesy is. I know who these guys are. But today I got another guy with me on today that I want to talk about, and that's Gervon Dexter. Now, if you haven't saw this kid play, I'm telling you, Dexter is a menace when it comes to stopping the run. This dude is a straight up menace and dog. And a lot of people are not talking about this kid and not spotlighting him like they really should, because this dude can play. You know, I know Florida doesn't get the credit like some of the other schools get the credit. But because I know pretty much when you look at Florida, you were looking at quarterback Anthony Richardson. And pretty much Anthony Richardson definitely is a talented kid. He still got some things that he needs to work on. But this kid right here was on defense. And he is a straight baller, man. He was a straight baller. Now, Dexter, one thing I can say about Dexter, his go-to move is that powerful bull rush that he has. That is his go-to move. Now, when he gets into the NFL, he's going to have to kind of work on some new moves as well. But if he's mastered this bull rush to the point where nobody can stop it, this dude is going to be a straight savage out on the football field. And I'm talking about a straight man-child. The power that this kid plays with, the physicality that he plays with, the high motor that Dexter plays with. This dude, this dude is something else, man. Can play inside and outside. Has heavy and violent hands. Never takes a play off. Plays with his hair on fire. This is the type of player that you want to go to war with. When you're going to war on Sundays and you need somebody to be in the foxhole with you, you better take Dexter with you, because this dude gonna have your back. This dude can straight out play. He is huge. They're saying that this kid could be anywhere between 6'6" and 6'7", 312 pounds. Now, everybody pretty much is talking about Jalen Carter, and I definitely know that Jalen Carter is a dog. And Jalen Carter definitely is my number one defensive tackle. Will Anderson, a beast. Brian Breesy, he a nice player. To me, I think that Dexter is better. If you go and watch Dexter tape versus Breesy tape, now I had to really go do my homework, because I did a prospect video on Breesy and Mozzie Smith from Michigan. And I really was like, man, I know it got to be some other defensive tackles out there that can straight up ball. And when I got to this kid's tape, man, I was really enamored. I was really appalled on what I saw on film. This Dexter kid can straight up play. And this dude is a dog, man. And if you're looking for one of those defensive tackles that's going to bring it all the time, I definitely think when he gets into the NFL, he's going to be a guy that can play on all three downs. He's that type of guy. Now, yeah, do he have things that he needs to work on? Yes, of course he does. There's no prospect that comes into the NFL that doesn't have things that they need to work on. All of these players that come into the draft, they could either be a boom or a bust. It's either vice versa. They could be, it really doesn't matter. They could be either or. So when it comes to the point of knowing what you're looking at when you're trying to find talent in the draft, you have to really do the homework. You got to burn the midnight oil. And if you got a chance to watch this kid from Florida really play, and I mean it, guys, go watch his body of work. I'm telling you, this dude can flat out play. And he's not being talked about a lot at the defensive tackle position. The same names we keep hearing, Jalen Carter and Will Anderson and Brian Breesy, the same names, but you never hear guys getting in depth with other guys. This Dexter kid can flat out play. And if you're looking for a defensive tackle, now I did notice one thing about the Detroit Lions. I did notice that the Lions did go down to the Florida games, and I believe the Lions went to like 5 of those games. And I know they were looking at probably a plethora of different players. They could have been looking at Anthony Richardson. They could have been looking at the linebacker Ventrell Miller. They could have been looking at Cox as well, and also the guard Osiris Torrance. They could have been looking at him as well. But I definitely think that they had their eyes on this kid right here. This is a huge kid. And he is the type of player, definitely, if the Detroit Lions get this kid on their front line, man, Detroit is going to be nasty and they're going to be scary. They're going to be scary. This dude is huge. And he plays with that violent. He's a violent player. He got them heavy hands. And he's looking to move furniture. He is a furniture mover in this draft. And I wanted to put you guys up on game and let you know that it's other defensive tackles out there besides just Jalen Carter. Yes, Jalen Carter is the dude. He's that dude. And I agree with a lot of you guys. Jalen Carter is that dude. But he's not the only dude in this draft. Go do your homework on Dexter. Because I'm telling you, this Dexter kid plays like a man with his hair on fire. This dude can play, man. And like I said before, guys, this dude has some things that he needs to work on, especially when it comes to the pass rush. He needs to get a little bit better on that. But when it comes to being a menace and stopping the run and plugging the hole, you're going to have to put when he gets into the league, as powerful as this man is, you're going to have to triple team and double team this guy because he's that powerful. He is a powerful individual. And that's what he uses to his advantage. Some players use speed to their advantage. Some players use a different array of moves to their advantage. And some players use power. Now, if he can put that power and strength together on Sundays, this dude is definitely, man. And I'm not just saying him for the Detroit Lions. For any team in the NFL that draft this kid, they are going to get a special talented kid. I thought that Jalen Carter was it, but no. It's another guy that you guys need to pay attention to and make sure you go watch his body of work so you'll understand what I'm saying to you. Am I saying that he's perfect? No, I'm not. Am I saying that he's the best of the best? No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is this dude is a menace. He's a menace at stopping the run. If you need a run stopper, this dude can stop the run. If you need a guy that can create pressure and cause havoc, this guy can do it. He's that type of player that can get it done. And that's what you need on Sundays. You need guys, especially with the league becoming a passing league now. You know, defensive tackle is like one of the most important positions next to having a pass rushing defensive end or outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So it's like, why you think the defensive tackle gets paid so much? Because these guys, if you are able to get to the quarterback and you're able to get that pressure and get to the quarterback and sack the quarterback and just stuff the run, you're going to get paid. And this dude is a big dude, man. He's huge. And he's definitely, when I watched this tape, I could not believe what I was seeing on tape. And I was just saying, yeah, he got things that he needs to work on. But would I draft this kid? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, if you're a team like the Lions, who definitely need another defensive tackle, and you could be another team besides the Lions that need a defensive tackle as well, but they really need that because the Lions have a hard time stopping the run. They gave up 321 yards to the Carolina Panthers. So that just lets you know that they need some guys that can play and some guys that can stop that run. And Dexter is one of those guys that can stop the run. And besides Jalen Carter, besides Will Anderson, there's other guys out there that's in this draft. So don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you look at everything in the draft because you might be missing that hidden gem and that hidden talent that's in this year's draft. All right, you guys, this is Keeping It Raw podcast, and I'm out.